Hello my friends, Manuel Kanza here once again, and today we are going to talk about music, Kuduro and Afro House music. So a few days ago I did a live stream and I talked about the membership, and I also talked about the history of Kuduro and Afro House and how important it is to know the foundation of Kuduro, because Kuduro is a huge part of Afro House. So today is not going to be too different. I'm going to expand a little bit on the topic that I spoke about last week. And so be ready, because this is going to be kind of a long video. Okay, so let's begin. So a little recap about what I spoke about last week. I said Kuduro started in the late 80s. And before Kuduro, there was the movement called Underground. And then Kuduro and Underground joined forces. They became one dance only called Kuduro Underground. And most people don't know that Kuduro itself, since a long time ago, it wasn't as fast as it is right now, because most people, when they compare Afro House with Kuduro, they always say Kuduro is faster and Afro House is slower. But Kuduro used to be slow. It didn't used to be as fast as most people know Kuduro is right now. The only reason why Kuduro got really faster is when the electronic music influenced Kuduro. And the other thing that I also spoke about last week is Congo inspired a lot in our dance here, Angola Kuduro. Some of the moves were taken from the Congolese dance down below, and they were reinvented here in Angola by mixing some of our own traditional dance steps into it, and then it expanded to what we know today. Some of the moves from Dombolo do Ghetto, Fogareiro, Takema, and I can name a few more like Da Beleza, Ignora. All these moves were inspired by the Congolese community, because we have a really large region here of Congolese, and we kind of share that culture all together. So it's a huge thanks for them. Now, when we speak about Kuduro and Afro House from Angola, I think we should also give credit to the community of Angolans living in Portugal, because even though the whole thing started here in Angola, they also help to promote this dance a lot. Most of you probably know more Afro House than Kuduro, is because the Afro House is a way of marketing. It has a larger name than Kuduro because of the house music that already exists, and then Afro House, which is from South Africa, which is far more popular than Kuduro. And when it comes to dance, most people still don't know what is Kuduro and how Kuduro is done. But they don't realize that when they do Afro House dance, they're actually doing Kuduro. So this is why I'm doing these live videos, and this is why I'm doing videos like this, to explain to you the foundation, the history, and everything that we have been sharing here on the channel. And if you have been a member of the channel and also following the channel, and if you are someone who also comes once in a while to visit the channel and you like the content, even if you haven't subscribed, at least give us a super thanks if you like the content. I think we here in Angola, we can't really see many options on our browser, on our YouTube, unfortunately, because of the region. but we do receive gifts when people do send us super thanks. So if you want to send us appreciation for the content that we create, please don't don't be shy to give us a super thanks. Okay, now let's continue. So Kuduro is a dance inspired by electronic music, and when it started, as I said in the beginning, it started as underground. So this underground dance evolved over time. And the way that they will dance is that they will imitate moves from the hip hop, like a broken hip hop dance moves, and they will just add some of the jinga from Angola, and they would perform like that. And one of those moves were Datuga, Tinoguera, Popero, which one? Da Boneca, Camortero, Matumburizado. I can name a few more, but these ones like the top ones. So the ones from Tony Amado were like Tony Amado. You'll find like Gato Preto, Açúcar, and then Kuduro itself, because Kuduro was not a dance genre or a dance style, or should I say music genre, sorry, because Kuduro started out as a dance. So Kuduro is one of Tony Amado's invention. Now, sometimes you hear me talk a lot about them here on the channel, and you might be wondering, still there, are they still alive? Like, yes, they are, because when they created this dance, they were very young. They were like in their 14s, 15s, 17s, and so they are pretty much at their 40s or 50s right now. And some of them still do workshops or do small performances. But the thing with these professionals is that they don't really do intentionally to teach other people. They are very conservative, they're very reserved. And I think their mentality is like, don't teach, like they don't intend to teach anyone. Like if you learn, you learn. If you don't get it, then it's like that. But it got so popular, it motivated a lot of people, because obviously the country was going through difficult moments. And if you know Angolan history, you understand right after independence, we had situations. So over time, besides Kuduro Underground, there was another dance, another version of Kuduro called Kuduro Lamento. And Putulilas is one of the most popular Kuduro Lamento Kuduristas to sing that style. And with that version arise also other forms of dancing Kuduro, which is different from the classic and the Kuduro Underground. So when I talk about Kuduro Classic, I'm talking about the true version of Kuduro, which is from the Tony Amado. And when I talk about Kuduro Underground, I'm talking about the Kuduro with the influence of the electronic music. So all this time, the music made the dance change. Now, over time, around 2008, 2010, we were introduced to the Afro House. And so most people were starting to get used to the Afro House, which is from South Africa. But obviously, Angolans started to create their own Afro House. So with that being said, the music changed again, but this time it did not take the Kuduro name, it took another name, and they took the dance and the dance with a different form. So most of the moves that you see in Afro House came from Kuduro. Now some of them I can name is like Sangra, Bella, Pengua, and few more that I've already shared here in the membership, but I'll leave these names here for now. And if you comment below, or if you comment as you're watching, I can respond to you and write down the names of the things that you are hearing me say. Maybe you're wondering, like, how do you write this? How do you write this? Because you want to take notes. So I will write that down. If you comment, if you ask for me to write it, I'll write it. All right, so I'll continue. Then you would say, okay, so how can you distinguish the difference between Kuduro and Afro House? Like, how do you know when it's Kuduro and Afro House? And why do Manuel say that Afro house dance came from Kuduro. Because here in Angola, our Afro house is not the same as Afro house from South Africa. Ours is much faster. It's much faster and it has elements of Kuduro. If you heard of Samba and Kizomba, you've probably heard of Rebita. So the evolution from Rebita, Samba, and Kizomba is like the same dance, but the different eras. But the thing is with those dances that they all started from Rebita, then Samba, then Kizomba, but they were named different. If Kuduro Underground, Kuduro Classic, Kuduro Lamento was just called Kuduro, and then our Afro house, what we're doing now in the dance, also called Kuduro, then maybe no one would have noticed so much difference. They would only notice difference in the beat, but not in the dance as much, because the name sometimes can confuse people. So the only time Kuduro changed its name is when Afro House came. So what you're listening to, even if you listen to Preto Show, who's that guy? Scroqui Cuya, Nero Americano. And then if you listen to Noite Dia, Puto Prata, you will see that even though Preto Show sounds more like a different type of Kuduro, the elements of Kuduro are still there, even though the name for the genre is Afro House. And that's why most people get confused. Does Scroqui Cuya sing Kuduro or Afro House? Most of the time he is singing Kuduro and not Afro House. So the thing is, people also have to know the other differences. Now we're talking about the music. Okay, but it's important because I know you're going to need that as well. Because that way, when you teach a class, you want to be able to give your students, your beginner students, the right recipe for them to train. So you want to start with Kuduro first before you do Afro House if you're teaching your students and you want them to learn the foundation and you want them to have the proper energy and foundation on their movements for keeping authentic. So start with Kuduro and also know the music. So this is why I'm talking about the music as well, so I can help you identify. Yes, right now at this moment, the true definition and the difference between Kuduro and Afro House music is the speed. But I said it before that long time in the 90s, Kuduro was just as slow as Afro House is, and even slower than Afro House. If you listen to Dog Murras and Sibem, they had very slow version of Kuduro, and those are Kuduro classic. Even Tony Amado's Kuduro was very classic and slow, and they still had the elements of the Afro House that we listen today. So it's a very complex scientific study that you have to do for you to understand. So the reason why I make these videos is to actually give you this information so you can talk about it at school if someone is doing research in African dance and someone is learning about this dance from Angola, or you're writing something about Angola culture. You might want to use this information and also listen to other creators and see what they have to say. Now, the information that I get, just in case someone might ask, like, how do you know these things? How can you talk of these things like this? Have you done any research? Yes, I did. It's more than 10 years research, and I've studied with these creators and I asked them questions. I own a video production studio in Angola, and I've been doing videography for more than 10 years. So what I do is I record content, and here on the channel, on the membership, I have videos of the muchachos, the creators of Kuduro, doing a workshop with my dancers. That was 7 years ago. And after the workshop, we usually talk, and I ask them questions about the history and everything. They are the ones that taught me all these things. And obviously, since I'm from the country, I also remember some of the things. So I was just connecting the dots and everything made sense. The reason why I did this is because a long time ago, if you had gone to Google and type Kuduro, the explanation was very basic, and there were a little bit of misinformation there. Things were not very clear. Maybe this is why Kudro is not too popular, because I believe many people went to Google like 12 years or 13 years ago, and they found that same information, which is extremely basic, and it doesn't tell the true story. And this is why people still don't know that Kudro is a dance. They think Kudro is music. So that's a big issue. If you just got here right now, I really appreciate if you guys, just like if you think, if you like the content, give us a super thanks. I've been doing this research, and some of this research goes back to support my dancers, because here on the channel, I've been supporting my channel by myself when I started a long time ago. And I've been buying equipment to record and make videos for my students here on the channel. So what happens is when we record, I actually give back and pay them for the videos that are here on the membership, where they actually teach you how to dance Kudro and Afro House. The other forms of dance that we have here in Angola, like Samba Lakite, Kina, and what's that, traditional dance, Kabetula and Kizomba. You will find all this here on the channel. Now, my style, the one that I feel most comfortable, if I were to teach, like do something like very important industry work, I'd say Kudro Underground, because I'm from the foundation type, like, going back. That's like what I do best. But since I know a lot about our culture, since I know a lot about the techniques, I am able to teach Afro House and Kudro. But some things I don't do as sharp as the new moves that my dancers do. So this is why I have them here on the channel. But unfortunately, they don't speak English, and sometimes I have to narrate their classes. So this is just to give you the reason why your support, and everyone that's been here on the channel supporting, they have not only supporting me, but they're also supporting these dancers to also they continue doing what they're doing. And the reason why I say this is because most of the dancers from a long time ago, the ones that did Kudro Underground, you won't find any more videos from the old styles in the internet, because most of them just like gave up. Life is tough here in Angola, so they just gave up, because there were no dance academies here in Angola. Now we have I think not more than 7 or even more than 8, because what we have here is gyms for the most point. So the dancers here don't really get that much support. So I've built the system here in my country with my studio to actually support these dancers. And you guys have been, for the past 3 years that I've been receiving revenue from YouTube, it has helped a lot of dancers. So these are the dancers that you see here on my channel. And if you follow the channel, you'll probably know their name by now. All right, so that's just to justify the reason why I do what I do, and also the reason why your support is important. So let's continue, and I think the rest, the videos pretty much explain themselves if you've been watching our videos here. So that was just for a little bit of explanation. Now we continue, because I'm gonna do a part 2 on this video. So I hope that you watch the next part, the part 2 of this video, where I'm going to continue explaining, and I'll also going to talk about a few things that you guys want to write down. I'm going to read your comments and also add everything that you guys are asking, and what you guys would like to hear me say on the next video. I'm trying not to make these videos way too long, but I'm trying to keep them also very informative. But before I go, I want to give you guys some more ideas about the culture. So here in Angola, there is a new style which is rising really quickly. It's called Samba Lakite. And Samba Lakite is a dance that was inspired, came from samba from Brazil. And it's growing very fast. And now this dance was invented from the Afro House moves. and there's a huge variation of this dance. And this dance is a dance very feminine, but actually it's not the girls doing it, it's the guys doing it. So it's like the Vogue version of Kuduro here in Angola. Now most people say, is samba like it Afro house or Kuduro? I would say it's neither Afro house or Kuduro, but it is a samba lakite. So samba lakite is a dance from Angola that it's rising very fast, and some of its elements, some of its moves are coming from the variation of dance from Afro house from Angola. And the samba lakite is a very precision dance, very fast, very effective, very the musicality is on point for that dance. It's not as jumpy as Afro house, it's not as too aggressive as Kuduro, but it's in between those lines. So that's a new dance. Most of you probably already do, because you've probably seen most musicians and dancers from Angola doing it. And I've seen some dancers, some popular dancers from Europe also doing samba lakite. And most people just don't know much about it, so I'm going to talk about it on the next video when we do a stream like this again. All right, so let me say another stuff is, and the way it started as Kina. It was first called Kina until 2017. That's when the name changed to Sambala. And then 2018 to 19, it changed the name to Sambalakite. First Kina, Sambala, and then Sambalakite. And this is how it is. And at the beginning, there's more information. When it started as a one move called Andamento da Fatima Magu. And that was the music with the dance. It's an old one. If you search on YouTube, you'll find it. So guys, if you want me to write down the names of everything that I'm saying here, please comment, send us a super thanks. We're gonna write down the names of everything that I'm talking about here, so you guys can do your own research as well. And if you are searching anything in regards foundation, explanation about the history or anything from the dance here in Angola, like Kizomba, Kuduro, Afro House, Afro Kanza YouTube channel is the place to be. So if you haven't subscribed or been a member of the channel, please do. There are a lot of options. You can choose from beginner, which is $1, intermediate is $2. There's advanced, there is teacher training. You can also choose the masterclass with the documentaries, which is the last option and the highest option here. Every time you choose the highest category, you will have access to the previous categories here on the membership. So if you join the highest one, you will have unlimited access to the other ones as well. Now I do make live streams, private live streams for members only. So if you are a member, we do that. Make sure that you don't miss out. And when I do, I usually leave it recorded for members only, so that you can have special access to things that I say. So I'm gonna do few live streams like this, but some of the most important stuff that I have to say about the culture and for educational purposes for the members, I will always be sure to keep it exclusive only for members. So don't miss out on some of these topics and some of this information, because the best ones are obviously gonna be for members only. Anyways, thank you for your support, and I'll make more videos like this. Make sure that you comment, you keep commenting, and also you can request topic for me to talk about. If you have heard of a dance and you'd like me to explain and also show you, we can make a video for that. All you gotta do is just ask and we'll deliver. My name is Manuel Kanza, all the way from Angola. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.